Adaptation, by definition, is an alteration in the structure or function of an organism or any of its parts that results from natural selection and by which the organism becomes better fitted to survive and multiply in its environment. During this video, we'll explore the structural, physiological, and behavioural adaptations of some of the animals at Melbourne Zoo.
Meerkats live in gangs or mobs. These gangs and mobs are essential for a meerkat to survive. In the mobs, they each have a different job. Some meerkats in the mob go out and collect and gather food, whereas others stay with the babies and make sure they are safe. At all times in a meerkat's mob, there is one meerkat that looks out for predators and lets off a howl if one is spotted. Meerkats, when feeling threatened, hiss and turn up their fur coat. This scares away predators or other meerkat mobs threatening their area. Meerkats have long tails that they use for balance. These are vital so the meerkats can climb rocks for better views while on watch. They also have long claws so they can dig deep, complicated tunnels and kill their prey. Meerkats are very small creatures, meaning their surface area to volume ratio is quite large, therefore they can easily function. Meerkats have developed an immunity in their stomachs to scorpion stings. This is very important because if they were not immune to the scorpions would be the meerkat's main predator. These scorpions would kill a small child and paralyze a full-grown man. Seals dive down to deep areas of the ocean. They do this because their prey, such as squid and other fish, live down at those levels. After diving for a long time, the seals then spend almost double the amount of time they did in the water on land recovering. This helps them reduce lactic acid and conserve energy for their next dive. Seals have a specially designed nose that closes when they enter the water. The nose also alters and closes itself each time the water pressure increases. This is important because they are able to dive down to high water pressure without it being a major risk to their health. Seals have extremely strong flippers which are used in every part of their lives. It is used for speed in water, mobility on land, and many more things. Their strong flippers are vital to their survival. Seals can hold their breath for up to 2 hours. This is because of the way their larynx and mouth has been structured. They are able to consume food while underwater. Seals have 2 extra ribs compared to other mammals. This helps with mobility and helps with breathing at great water pressures.
Giraffes, structural. Their long necks are adapted to be able to eat their food from high trees, as well as it is easier to look out for predators when eating. They have long, strong necks that can help fight off predators once attacked, and at the top of the male's heads, they have horns that are used as a good defense mechanism to fight off competition. They have an adaptation of long eyelashes and a long, thin tail to keep the flies away within the hot heat so they're not irritated or distracted. They have big hooves so their feet do not end up burning when they are standing on the hot ground. Behavioural. Since giraffe has long legs, it makes it very difficult for them to lay down and stand back up once relaxing or sleeping. To improve this, they decide to sleep standing up with their heads rested on their backs. The height of the giraffe makes it very difficult for it to reach down and drink water. So, they have adapted to this by creating a method called the split-legged posture. This posture makes them split their front 2 legs in order to reach down and drink water. Physiological. Giraffes have more than 1 stomach. They even have 4 stomachs in order to digest their food properly and allow them to eat more, meaning they don't have to eat over a long period of time. In order to make sure that they do not get dehydrated, they eat many different sorts of foods that store a lot of water in them, meaning they don't have to drink more than once every couple of days, and they do not urinate as much as more other mammals to keep the water in when it is hot. Wild dogs, structural. The wild dog's skin and body is adapted to high temperatures and heat whilst they are running at high speeds for extended periods of time. The wild dogs are adapted to having very sharp teeth, which allows them to rip into flesh of animals and meat. This helps them have a better chance of survival, as if they had soft teeth, they wouldn't be able to chew through the foods they are meant to have. They also have a very strong jaw muscle that allows them to latch onto prey and stay on until they are dead so they can start feeding. Behavioural. Wild dogs hunt in packs, which increases their chances of catching food, and increases their survival. Wild dogs live in packs for breeding as well. They are Mongolia's breeding pair with an alpha male and an alpha female. The wild dog pups are taking care of the whole pack and their entire lives, and their older siblings look after them, feed them, teach them how to hunt, and more. This gives the wild dog pups a better chance at survival. Physiological. The wild dogs are adapted to a very good sense of smell, which helps them hunt down their food for survival, as well as being able to locate their other dogs when lost. The dogs also have large ears with large eardrums that allow them to track down their pack members by picking up their long-distance calls, as well as this helps them with heat loss.
Baboons are the world's largest monkeys and are natively found in the savanna and semi-arid areas in Africa and the Arabian Peninsula. The ground-living mammals have developed a wide range of adaptations that help them survive. The female's red bottom becomes swollen when they are ovulating. This is a sign of sexual readiness for males. This helps with breeding. Additionally, as a defense system, baboons have extremely sharp claws which are able to be used to defend themselves in dangerous situations. As they are omnivorous, they have developed a digestive system much like humans, which can digest both plant and animal matter. And when they cannot access meat, they also digest bones of animals, which contain high amounts of nutrients. Their body is also able to adapt to many different climates as they move around often. They form large groups, which are called troops, of 30 to 200 individuals. With these groups, they travel during the day and collect food and sleep together at night. Sometimes water is not available to the baboons. They have adapted behaviourally to dig up roots and dig holes to find water. Asian elephants are widely known as one of the most majestic creatures on Earth. Their enormous ears help in the harsh, hot climate they live in by acting as a built-in cooling system. The large surface area to volume ratio provide the animal to easily release a large amount of heat energy, and secondly, they can cool down by flapping their ears to fan themselves. Much like their ears, their trunks act as a cooling system, but can also be used to spray water and mud on their backs. Additionally, the trunk is used to feed itself and move objects. In addition to the safety that comes with a large group, elephants have developed communication and warning systems produced by a large range of sounds that ensure that the elephants can communicate effectively to their herd about any danger. They move around in herds that contain up to 30 individuals. By moving around in such large groups, young offspring are provided with optimum safety and can rely on a herd to provide food and water supplies. As their diet mostly consists of vegetation, their digestive system has developed a function of formative digestion that easily absorbs cellulose, an important organic compound in the plants. As they only digest around 44% of what they eat, their excretion system is able to effectively compress large amounts of matter and quickly pass the untouched nutrients. In conclusion, it has been discovered that many of these animals have adapted differently to best suit their environments, and while they still have some way to go to be perfectly adapted to this world, they have all developed complex physical, structural and behavioural aspects that help them to survive and have a good quality of life.